Thank you for joining me today on Paint a Beautiful Picture. This is episode number 234, Navigating a Course. When I was younger and I had a lot of things to handle and face that I never had before, and I wasn't sure how to go about it, I was willing to ask for help. The difficulty was not a lot of people knew what to tell me. And they said that to me. I don't really think I can help you. I don't know what to say. I'm not sure I can be of any help. They would really say that to me. And it was frustrating because I needed help to navigate the course of my life. There was really not a lot of help available. I can say this to you today, Dad, Mom, you live in a good world. There's a lot available. You can go on YouTube and find all kinds of people talking about all kinds of things. You can go on Google or Bing. You can say, I have a child with Asperger's. I have a child with autism. I have a child with this disorder. I have a child with this genetic issue. I have this, I have this, I have this. Can you help me? And you'll be able to find help. But you know what? You still have to navigate a course through your life and your child's life, because just because some expert says do this, and do this does not necessarily mean that's going to work for you and your child. You have the added advantage of having lots of tools and lots of information available to you. You also have the exact same dilemma every human being has always had and continues to have even now, in knowing how to take the information that you have and put it into practice in your own life, and knowing what will work for you and what is never going to work for you. There is that. And you can go to a place that diagnoses your child with cancer, say Ochsner's in New Orleans, an amazing hospital, and they still may end up sending you to St. Jude in Tennessee, because they have such a better understanding specifically, and they're doing a lot of research about helping a child with childhood cancers. This is how it goes. You have to learn how to navigate a course through your life and through your child's. You know, I will sometimes say there are certain parents who will pick up their child and take their child 50 feet or even 10 miles down the road. That child has a great head start in their life. There are other parents who are abusive or mentally ill or addicted to something. They take their child backwards 50 feet or 10 miles. That child, when they become an adult, they have that much farther to go just to catch up to regular people, much less to get ahead. I've known people in their parents carried them forward category in my family because it was so abusive and so unhealthy in so very many ways. We pretty much got carried backward, and some of my siblings have never even caught up to ground zero, much less moved ahead. That's an honest assessment. It took me a very long time to catch up and then have any opportunity at all in life to get ahead. And it took a lot of work, and not things most people taught me how to do, things I had to learn by hook or by crook as I went along, and pretty awkwardly and awfully uncomfortably. So, what I'm trying to do today is to get you to see, as a parent, you have the opportunity of getting some help in navigating a course that will work in your life, even if you've had setbacks or difficulties, a challenging family, you've had monetary challenges. Still, there are people who can help you navigate a course and get you where you want to go, and your children, very truthfully. So I want you to think in those terms. Now, I'm going to describe a couple of things to you in the physical realm that I hope will give you some clarity. If I'm in the northern hemisphere, in the United States of America, in Michigan or Ohio, I know the stars. So I could literally get myself somewhere if you took me out and stuck me and told me that 20 miles east, southeast, there was a town, I'd get myself there. I know where that is. If you did it in the daytime and you said it's going to take you 2 hours and you've got to go due east, if I have any perception of where the sun is at all, I can do that. I know very well by the sky what's going on. I moved to the south. I was in the deep, deep south. I looked at the sky and I was pretty disoriented because the sky doesn't look the same that many hundred miles south. It changes. And oh my goodness, when I was in West Africa in the southern hemisphere, that was entirely different. It was very disorienting to me. And when I was near the equator in the Philippines and in southern Afghanistan, that was pretty disorienting too. I just want you to know and understand that when you're in a familiar place, navigation is a lot easier than when you are in an unfamiliar place. That is equally true emotionally, psychologically, and mentally. So if your life is going along at a regular pace and things you're accustomed to and people that you know, and okay, great, you know how to navigate that life. Suddenly, you find out that your child has a rare childhood disease and you don't know how to navigate this life. Or your mate ends up with a rare disorder and they can no longer work. Now you've lost your financial stability within your home, and oh, you've got to expend all this energy helping take care of them and look after them and try to find them some help. Yeah, you don't know anything about how to navigate this course in your life. And so that's what I'm talking about. When we navigate a course and we're not in familiar territory any longer, if we don't have a map, we're probably not going to have any other option than to ask for help. Sometimes we can find a map. So if you can read up on certain things or you can follow certain people online who have been through this and it's making sense to you and you think that's workable for you, that may be a means to navigate through what's going on in your life, in your world. But you really and truly might need to get yourself some help. Let's talk about a few instances where this can occur. It can occur with a child with a disease or a mate with a disease. It can occur with a disability. It can occur with financial hardship or collapse. And it definitely happens to people. It can occur with mental collapse. Sometimes people really do break. They have an honest to goodness mental breakdown. They have something that they absolutely cannot handle and they just come apart. It can happen with parental issues. If your parents lose all their money with things going south financially, or they lose their home and you've suddenly got two more people that you've got to contend with in your home or in your sibling group, how are you going to do this? These are all very difficult things to navigate. You have an older teenager who's stealing cars and doing drugs and getting drunk and has two or three girls pregnant, or she has two or three kids out of wedlock. They're not even 18, 19 years old yet. Yeah, these things are so difficult to navigate. You have to do your best to navigate a course through life that will get you where you want to go. And when the unexpected happens, and when the negative surprise, I guess I'll use that language, comes your way, you have to get someone to help you navigate through those difficult times, through those challenges, through those what look like impossible situations. But I assure you, I've really come through some very impossible situations, things other people, when I describe it, can hardly even imagine that I have managed to get through. And I have. And I can say with a decent amount of success. And I'm still standing. And I'm still very good with my life and very thankful. And I still have a great attitude and spirit. Yes, you can navigate through very difficult, even seemingly impossible things and come out on the other side and be stronger for it and have an okay attitude or even a great attitude. So when we have to navigate a course through our lives, sometimes we need help. Sometimes we need a map. Sometimes we need to acknowledge, I don't know this territory. I have no markers by which I can determine where I'm standing, much less where to go. And I'm not going to make it if I don't get some support and get some help for it. So you understand me pretty well by now. One of my answers is pray, ask God for help. As the author of life, he is definitely the first person you should be talking to. Thereafter, find someone somewhere who is going to be supportive and encouraging, because you're going to need it in a difficult part of the road. And make sure that you get some help with someone who's going to be able to help you navigate the path. I hope I'm one of those people in your journey as a parent who is helping you have some signposts, some signals along the way that will take you down a course that is going to get you where you want to go. My challenge question for you today is, how are you doing at navigating a course through your life, both as a parent and as a person? I will see you again very soon on Paint a Beautiful Picture. You may find additional information on our paintabeautifulpicture.com website. Additionally, you may watch me on Rumble, and you may also listen to a podcast on Buzzsprout or Spreaker, all under the name Paint a Beautiful Picture. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. You may subscribe, and if you are interested in receiving notifications, please hit the notifications button.